Now, you said one game, don't get carried away for either United or Chelsea. No. But you also said earlier on, you have about 5 games for Frank to have the respect of the players. I mean, that really isn't that much time. The Premier League is so different now that...
There's losing games and there's losing games badly. Chelsea didn't lose that game badly today. They weren't beaten up by any stretch of the imagination. The scoreline says so. And I can understand every single Manchester United fan saying that. But no, I'd like to think that anybody who appreciates football and really understands football, anybody within that Chelsea Football Club will be able to assess that correctly. And it wasn't a 4-0 game. Yes, I know it ended 4-0, but that wasn't the overall picture of the game.
Yeah, but if you get beat 4-0, that's when you get beat really badly. You know, as a player, if you play now and you get beat 4-0, so you think, say, oh, we get beat really badly. Even they have like 3-4 good opportunities in the game.
Tell me who played badly for Chelsea today? Who played badly?
But
well, nobody presumably.
No. If you get beat 4-0, you have to be mistake. You know what I mean? Because it's a game.
Well, I've already said that Zuma was clumsy on the challenge.
You have 4 goals. You know?
That's a mistake.
It's 4 goals. If I'm player, I just go home. We lose 4-0. Move on and think about the next game.
For me, it's the first big test of Frank Lampard's Chelsea career. It's an easy thing to say, but now the job of his is to pick those players up. He didn't experience at Derby last year losing a game 4-0, so he's probably not had to do that. Well, he hasn't had to do that. So now the big test of his man management skills this week and leading into the Liverpool game is to lift those players because they're going to be naturally disappointed.
I don't think it's a difficult situation for Chelsea to move on from. I think you just write it off as one of those games. Park it, forget it, move on. And likewise, Manchester United have to, terrific. Winning 4-0 at home, first game of the season, congratulations. But you've got to keep it in perspective from a Manchester United's viewpoint as well. Great start for them, well played. Now, back on the training park, we go again.
Back to business. But I want to know, from each of you, I presume you've all lost a game 4-0. You must have. You've all played hundreds of games.
I even lost 7-1 or 7-0, so I know how you feel.
Which manager was the best at picking things up after a defeat like that?
Well, I don't think it's just the manager.
Yeah. Well, it's his role to get in there and speak to the players.
No doubt, Frank will have them in, whether they're in tomorrow, they'll be in the meeting room. Once they've gone in, analysed, the analysts have put together what Frank wants, positives, negatives, and he'll show the players. And you encourage a group discussion and get everyone talking. So I'm sure that's what Frank will do, and that will be his job. So, all managers work different. You might get a manager, I've worked under managers, they'll come in tomorrow and hammer you. They won't pick the positives out. They'll think, the only way I'm going to to get a reaction is to go in there.
How would a Peter Reid, who's so full of energy, handle something like this?
Well, but the thing is, it's difficult. If, like Gary said earlier, if they had played terrible today and got battered 4-0, then you've every right to come in and hammer them. You can't go in there and hammer them players. They played well today. Just didn't take their chances. Yes, it always takes 2 or 3 mistakes that leads to a goal. There were mistakes made today because they conceded 4. So analyse it, work on it, and put it right going into the next game.
Yeah, for me, a little bit of reverse psychology, in all honesty. If I was Chelsea, if I was Frank Lampard, I'd be focusing on all the good stuff that we did. And I'd be saying to my team, as I said it at half-time, I said, Frank Lampard will be saying to his players, turn in another 45 minutes like we just did, and we shouldn't lose this game. As it happens, they did. And that's the business. It sometimes goes against you. And likewise, with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I don't think he's going to be going around patting his boys on the back saying, we're going to win the league. He's going to go around patting his boys on the back and saying, I've got a lot of hard work to do.
Yeah. Pascal, any comments there?
No, I would say, like Kevin say, Frank will on Monday in training analyze what is going on, what is going good, and work it in training. It's only how you rectify things. It didn't work good in the game, and move on and think about next game.